Welcome back to the channel, guys and gals. I hope y'all enjoyed the video over at Scale Model Supplies. I was completely blown away. I was like a kid in a candy store. It was a very old school hobby shop. It was something I was used to seeing growing up in Dallas, when my father and I and the family would sometimes go down to Bobby Hall's Hobby House, which we had a lot of good friends that went down there too. Miles Halls, Bob Winkler. There was a lot of us that all went down there. As I called Bob, Uncle Bob. And Mrs. Hall's always had a great selection of stuff, both new and used, wood, all types of stuff. And Scale Model Supplies just really blew me away. I mean, it was like walking in through a time warp, and I was never so happy to be able to actually see that for the longest. I'd always dreamed of always wanting to go back and just revisit an old shop like that. So it was a lot of fun for me to do that. And again, they had HO, N, OO, British, American, S scale, O scale, G scale, you name it, it was in that place, including RC planes, RC cars, models, I mean, just everything. And that was what I was used to seeing when I was growing up. So it was a lot of fun to actually be there. And it just really, I mean, wow. I mean, the wow factor there is just over the top. And I will be back to visit that place, because I do deliver a lot in that area, and I also pick up over there in that area as well. So now knowing where they're at and knowing that I can get a semi to it, I'll be back to visit with them, hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. But so I kept telling myself, I got to get out of there. I got to get out of there. I got bills to pay. No. Yeah, that's sometimes a bitter pill to swallow, but it's something as adults we do. And I was really impressed with the gargraves track. The guy did tell me they didn't have any 096 or the I think it was like 102 or something like that. So it's a larger radius when I run. But he said they can't get it and they can get it in a case and they can sell it to me for about the same price. Which was, I'm wondering why I brought that up. Well, next year I want to start, after we get the house bought and get things rolling, I want to get into rebuilding a point-to-point layout that was not really point-to-point on my father's layout, but was it was a mine district on his HO layout. And for those of you who have been doing this hobby for a long time, and were at Model Railroader back in the 80s, some of y'all might remember an article called Paul Kepner's Around the Wall Layout. That was my father. Now, the gentleman that did the article got the size of the layout wrong. Because my father pulled a trick by shortening down his cars. So it made the layout look bigger than what it actually was. But it made a complete U-shape into this bedroom. The main layout was right directly in front of you. Over his desk was a mine section. And at one time, I actually did have that mine section recovered from Miles Hall's, and I had rebuilt it. And unfortunately, some things happened, and I came home to find it destroyed. Not that anybody in the house destroyed it, but there was a leak in the roof that we didn't know about. And my father and I came home after being gone for a week, and the ceiling right there had actually fallen, and when it fell, it destroyed everything in that particular piece. So that was a hard one to swallow, because it was my first rebuild on my father's HO layout, and it was a piece that was, well, really his first one, first piece that he built for that layout. So yeah, it's a shame. I got photographs of it, so it's something I'd like to try to rebuild as far as on a point-to-point basis, with the mine, the coaling tower, the switch tower, the crossover, the double tracks, because it was designed actually to be incorporated into a section that could be expanded, which is where I get some of my ideas from some of my father's stuff that he's done over the years. But moving on from that, I did buy one thing. It was a whole total of $4.50. And when I rang it up and the guy realized that this was actually going on a video, he actually discounted it and I got it for $2.50. So, and that was a piece of gargraves track that y'all saw me pick up out of the box in the last one. Now, I purposely chose this one because of these pins. Now, most of y'all know I have a lot of Menards track, and I've been looking at different stuff. Now, I'm not saying that I'm giving up on Menards track because it's really good stuff, but it's something I wanted to test because some of my cars have never been converted over to 3-rail. They're still 2-rail cars. They run great on the Lionel Fast Track. And the gargraves, yes, is still tubular on wood track. They also have the plastic tracks. Y'all saw that in the video. I was very happy to see that as well. But this top piece is just a little bit flat. So what I'm wondering to see is, with this one piece, is to put one of my scale cars on here and see how the trucks are going to run. If everything rides right, I'm happy with it, and I will start collecting some gargraves track, and as that continues on, I will start selling off the Menards track and maybe some of the Lionel Fast Track. Now, there is a way to connect the gargraves to Lionel Fast Track. There is a video out here on YouTube about it. I would have to try to find it. I can't remember the guy's name offhand. But yes, there is a way to actually connect this. You can also connect this to Atlas Track too. Atlas has an adapter that will actually plug in to this end right here. So very, very cool. In fact, here is a little 10-inch piece that I've had on the truck here for a while. And there's the pins. That's gargraves to O gauge track. Okay, so the holes are kind of closed up a little bit right here. Giving it a little. Probably grab the wrong anyways. So there we go. Right there, smooth transition piece. Pops right on there. This is very, very cool. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can really do with the gargraves. I do like gargraves. Now, if you do this method right here, and you're starting to transition over from like fast track, going from tubular to fast track, and then you say you want to go gargraves or Atlas, understand that when you do this, you will need to put a 1/4-inch board up underneath here, or something 1/4 inch to space this up, so that it sits level. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Take it apart. There we go. So this will definitely be an experiment. I do not have any of my scale cars with me right now. They're all at home, so this will be something to kind of look, see how it happens. Because if this works out right, then when I tear down the display piece or sell it off, then of course I'm going to be wanting to rebuild it, and I'd like to try to get that mine section built. And y'all remember the mountains that my son and I built? We're probably going to keep the small one, but the bigger one I'm either going to donate to my father's G-Scale Club, or I'm going to put it up for sale. I haven't really decided on that one yet, but it's not going to be an expensive sale. It's just big and massive, and it will have to be picked up. I will not ship it. So yes, definitely, again, a lot of fun. $2.50. I'm not going to go out for an experimental piece, especially the first time I've ever been in there, and they found out that I run this little YouTube channel, and they said, hey, and they found they're on there like, hey, you know what? We'll knock a couple of bucks off for it. I was like, you ain't got to do that, but hey, I'm all for it, you know. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. If it works out, but of course, I'll be back to go get some more from them. Again, I mean, I'm just completely in awe that that they had this much gargraves track, both plastic ties and wood ties. And the good thing about this being a used piece is that, well, it's got some dust on the ties, as you can kind of see. It's a little bit of a little rust right here on the rails, a little bit, all natural. And that means, guess what? I got to weather it. Oh, I still could if I wanted to, but no, I don't have to weather this. And yeah, I was really surprised. They carry a lot of woodland scenics, a lot of scenic express stuff, different styles of roadbed graveling. They were just really, really awesome. So, I mean, there's just not enough I can say about them. I've got to go back and go see them, okay? Definitely a lot of fun. And that place was like, it will get you into some serious trouble. I don't care what gauge you model in or what you model in, whether it's just plastic model kits, you know, randomly, trains, cars, RC cars, whatever. That place will get you in trouble. I guarantee it. You may sit there back and go, but honey, I'm only going to go in there and spend $20. Yeah. And the next day she's looking at you going, can you explain the $400 you spent there when you said you're only spending $20? Yeah. No. Yeah. But, yeah, so experimental piece, $2.50, really cool people. I'm going to be back in there. And like I told the guy there, I said, hey, this just became my holy grail. And yeah, I'm just thrilled to find an old school hobby shop. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing what I'm getting ready to start doing. And we're going to try to get some track together or something. Start using some gargraves to try and kind of do some testing on it, see what happens, and see how some of these old school 2-rail cars that have never been converted to 3-rail will run on the gargraves. Again, thank you all for being here, and to the new subscribers, thank you for a very, very heartfelt thank you for being here and subscribing. I have the best subscribers in the world right here, and you guys rock, and y'all gonna keep me coming back. Thank you. Very, very heartfelt thank you. As always, keep the shiny side up, rubber down. I will see you on the next video. I don't know. We'll shoot for something for tomorrow. No guarantees. See y'all then.